First, I'd like to say thanks for watching my video. I'm Aaron Portelli from A&S Tech and DNA Communications. Today, I'd like to start the first part of a series of videos on what it takes to run a small business IT infrastructure. So this is the first video of a series, and I hope to show if you're a small business operator or if you're even a IT support person. I just want to go through the fundamentals of what it takes to run a good small business's IT infrastructure. Now when I say small business, I'm talking about under 100 seats, somewhere between 10 computers to 100 computers. These are the fundamental principles it takes to run a good IT infrastructure for a myriad of small businesses. So let's get into it. The things we're going to cover in the series of videos are network. So when I say network, I'm talking about the physical network. So from the lead-in into the building to the data points that are in the office, the best way to cable it, the best way to label it, the best cable to run, how to test it to make sure your network is up to scratch. Equipment, that's going to be the second series of videos. The equipment's going to cover things like PCs that you use, servers, warranties, routers, switches, the types of equipment that we use in our day-to-day business, that our customers use in their day-to-day business. Now I'm not going to push one particular brand. One thing I will say is that as an IT managed service provider, what we do is we basically choose two brands, we standardise on those two brands, we test them, we become familiar with them, all our techs are familiar with them, and then we replicate that into our customer's environment. Now, you guys may have different brands, but I'm not talking about Soho equipment here. I'm not talking about the cheap stuff that you buy for 25 bucks from your local computer store, because we're talking about running a stable quality IT infrastructure. So the equipment that we'll be talking about will be quality equipment that comes with a good manufacturer's warranty and good support. The other thing we're going to talk about is security. So we're going to talk about how to best secure your network. These days it's not about blocking everything coming in, it's more about being the least easiest target. And so we're going to go through how to become that least easiest target, because most of the time the hackers, the crypto virus people, they're just finding the most easiest target to hit. They put their viruses on and then they hold you to ransom. So we're going to go through that in depth. The next point, which is very important, which a lot of small businesses, especially those ones under 50 seats, don't really do anything about, and that's policies. So acceptable use policies. So having staff sign an acceptable use policy when they are employed as part of their, their induction pack. Acceptable internet use policies. You might have Facebook policies about what hours they can use it. We'll also, when we go through the equipment and security, we'll show you some tools that can help enforce those policies that your staff have signed. Remote office and flexibility. These days it's a very important thing with the work-life balance, about being able to give staff the flexibility to be able to work from anywhere. So we're going to cover some topics of flexibility, how staff can answer a phone, whether they're in a conference in Sydney or whether they're in the office, they can answer their extension, listen to their voicemails, how staff can work remotely, utilising cloud services, how to get your line of business application working from anywhere. The next thing we're going to cover is telecommunications. So this will be basically phones, how to lower your phone bill while still providing a stable network, how to get flexibility and a proper phone system, and it doesn't have to cost the world. There is phone systems now which are stable, they provide flexibility, and they're also cheaper to run than your traditional lines, but they also can run your traditional lines, so we'll talk about that and the products we use for that. And then data communications, we'll cover that. Basically, data communications is the data transferring across your network. Some businesses might have multiple stories across multiple floors. The best way to get the data to run between the floors, and the most effective way to do that, as well as looking at the internet connection and prioritising traffic across the internet connections. And then lastly, we're going to cover a topic on printers, basically lowering your costs of printers, especially if you have a lease printer. You normally get charged more for colour copies, so ensuring that the system and the printers are all set up correctly, so the people that need to default to black and white are defaulting to black and white automatically, and the colour printers are set so people are printing to colour only when they need to print in colour. We'll also talk about scan to email, scan to SMB, fax to email services, the things that make it flexible, and the things that a lot of standard printers do these days, and tray selections and stuff like that. So let's get into it with the first topic, networks.